So Bristle is a 9-month-old porcupine, and she was born in May of last year. Bristle has a breeding recommendation, and so we try to make sure that the animal is healthy before transporting them to a different location. And so we brought Bristle in and we gave her a complete exam. Then we'll be sending her on to enjoy her new life and expecting a little baby. They're called porky pets. I think that's kind of funny.
Oh. So these restraint devices help us keep them in a good positioning, because you need to have things straight and stretched out so you can see everything else really well. Okay, so when we do take radiographs, there is some radiation that comes out, so we do ask that everyone leave the room as we take them, and then we can come back. Here is her trachea and her heart. Her liver's right here, kidney, and her intestines. And then I look at her vertebra and all her bones, and from this picture, things look good, as they should in a young animal. The lungs are nice and clear. Kind of funny how you can see the little spines here. Kind of looks like hair or brush. Prehensile tail porcupines are arboreal, and so they actually sleep up in trees. They're nocturnal, so during the day they sleep in the trees or in tree trunks. And then this actually they can kind of use to balance and also grab.
Prehensile tail porcupines can live up to about 17 years, and there's not a lot threatening them in their natural habitat in Central and South America. They're very difficult to determine their sex. If I was just to walk up to an animal in South America, I wouldn't know what gender it was. I would have to take, like we did here, we took a quill from Bristle and sent it off to a lab, and they did genetic DNA analysis on it and determined that she was a girl. Yeah, the keeper requested that when we examined Bristle that we gave her a lot of nose boobs, because she does have a cute nose. My passion is in conserving the earth for the future generations and just helping the animals. I also, I think it evolves over time. I used to just like the data collection for research, where now I enjoy the writing up of the papers and things like that. But just being out in the natural world has always been a passion for me, and being outside. I'm not always at a desk job and everything like that. I also really enjoy working with colleagues from other areas, like when we worked with people at Freighter, when we worked with people at the animal specialty hospitals, just learning from them and enjoying their strengths and their experiences. The keepers, they have a lot of great experience too, and just learning all that. It's a great group to be a part of. We do try to do preventative health exams on all of our animals, and a lot of exotic and wild animals, they don't really tell you that they're not feeling good, and they hide it very well. And so that's the way that sometimes we can pick up on different things that are going on with them, is by routine dental cleanings and taking blood and looking at that. But sometimes we do have emergent procedures that we need to do, and a lot of times the way we find out about that is our keepers are with those animals for a lot of the day, and they notice if something's a little off. And so then they ask us to, maybe come look at this or that. One of our exciting cases that you may have heard about is our 4.5-year-old bonobo, Kasai. Last year was acting a little off, tapping at the side of his face, pulling his mouth. And so we have a relationship with Freighter, and we took him for an MRI. and it came back. He had a brain abscess. And that was an emergency procedure because it was pushing on the back of his skull, and he could have herniated his brain out and died. Freighter neurosurgeons came over, and their staff came over to our facility and helped us, and we performed brain surgery on a primate. So that's a huge thing, in that we provide them the same quality of care as bigger zoos. Bigger zoos may have CTs or MRIs at their location, but that doesn't stop us from not having all those things. We have relationships with different institutions. Most brain abscesses in primates are found after they're deceased. And this is the first I know of where we've found it before death, and then also was able to save the life of the animal.